Hey everyone, this is Matt again with the Client Services team here at Moontoast. This is part 3 in a 3-part series of how to create the perfect D2C offer for your fans. We actually went over the first 4 parts of what we call SCUDA, which is a repeatable process that you can use in creating these campaigns. We actually went over the scheduling, the creating, the communication, and the distributing of the offer. And what we're going to go over today is the analyzing of the data that you can gather from your campaigns. Definitely during the campaigns you can be doing this. If you have week-long campaigns, month-long campaigns, you can actually analyze your data as you go and make any tweaks that you feel like you need to make. But then definitely after the fact, you can analyze that data and learn what worked well so you can use that for your future campaigns. So what we're actually going to go over first is my beautiful drawing here of the Moontoast Social Analytics Suite that our clients can use to track their Moontoast campaigns. So what we've actually got here is a couple of different points that I'm going to go over. And the first is, so a little background. Our clients can attach these to their social media accounts like Facebook and Twitter and actually see what is going on as a whole with their campaigns. So they can start tracking and seeing what posts are tied to a transaction like revenue and how, when the times that I post, where I post, and how my fans are engaged, how does that affect the campaign? So what we actually can see here are starting to tie that story together and see what's working across the board. So for example, this first black graph here is our revenue. And what you can see here is that there is a spike. These are, days along this campaign. There is a spike here that in revenue, and then it slightly drops off. So what our clients can do is actually see what is going on that caused that spike in revenue. And let's look at some of the things that they can kind of drill down and see how that's working. So on the bottom here you can actually see posts to your social media accounts like Facebook and Twitter. And if you click one of these big dots that you see down here, our clients will actually see for Facebook when the post actually happened and what was said on the post, the interaction with the post, how many people have commented, how many people have shared, how many people have liked, and then what the actual content of that post said. If this was the beginning of the campaign, and this was the first post in the campaign, this might have said, hey, the deal is on, let's get this started, and here's our t-shirt for 50% off for, only the next week, or maybe it's a product launch or the beginning of a pre-sale. So this would be the beginning of this campaign, and this is where they see the spike. So now if a social media manager comes in and they look at that and they wonder why that spike happened, they can start tying those down to the posts. You can actually also see on the orange line, this would be either your Facebook fans or this could even be the Twitter followers. And this actually shows the growth over time of those followers or those fans. So as you can see here, at the same time that they posted this campaign, they actually saw a boost over the next few days in their Facebook fans. And that means that because of this campaign, it got shared, people started, like saying, wow, this is pretty cool, I'm going to start following this, this brand on Facebook. And so you can start attributing the increase to a certain campaign and a certain post. One of the coolest aspects of the Social Analytics Suite is our campaigns bar up here. And this actually tracks the beginning of a campaign all the way to the end. And you actually can click on any of the days within this campaign and start tracking down on a store level what is going on within the stores that you're using for this campaign. So for example, if you click on this first day here after this spike in revenue, you can actually start to see what products am I selling and what's my traffic looking like to this storefront in this module that I'm using for this campaign. And I can start to see what's my best selling product, how many people are engaging with it, how many actually people have seen the deal or the offer, and are they transacting and they actually making a purchase or downloading a free single or whatever that may be. And so this allows you to start kind of creating the story from A to Z and starting to see what is actually working in your campaigns. And so after the fact, this allows you to see what time did I make this Facebook post and how did that affect my fan growth, or how did that affect revenue. And going forward with your future campaigns, you can start to see, okay, when the best times to post are your Facebook fans much more engaged than your Twitter followers. So there's a lot of stuff you can do here to start figuring out what that story is. But let's say you do not have, you're not a Moontoast client. So how can you also do the same, kind of data gathering without even, having a full solution for that? So most of you, if you're, you've got your own website, you're probably using something like Google Analytics. This allows you to track specific, metrics to your site. So that might be analytics. So this may be traffic to your website. This may be what page views, the bounce rate, are people coming and they're purchasing. There's a bunch of different things you can track with Google Analytics. And if you are using your primary website to drive people for your campaign, then you can start tracking those things with Google Analytics. And so you can see where they're coming from, if they're coming from Facebook, if they're coming from Twitter, how long are they staying on the site, are they purchasing, if you actually have it tracking down, tracking your orders. If you don't, you could actually set that up with Analytics and see who's ordering, and you can start, tracking all of that through Analytics. You could also use your Facebook insights on your fan page. Now, obviously these sorts of things are going to be a little manual. You're going to have to track your traffic to your website to see where they're coming from. You can use your Facebook insights on your fan page to see things like what the impressions of the posts that you've made for your campaign are, and how are those, is that affecting the traffic to your website? Is that post driving revenue to your campaign? And you can actually start seeing what's going on Facebook and how that's affecting the campaign as a whole. So you have to actually track these a little bit separately, and that's where our social analytics suite kind of pulls all this in together. But it is doable. Finally, you've got your own order system, or this could be whatever you're using. You may be using something like a Magento or any other sort of e-commerce platform for your website that you can track, orders, what the average order size was. You can actually do this in Analytics if you tie it up, but if you don't have that, you can just dive into your own database and see how many orders I'm getting, or if it's an email capture, how many emails have I captured, what is the goal of your campaign. You can start tracking that in your own database, whether that's orders or, like I said, it could be any sort of transaction or goal that you've created for this campaign. So you can actually start to, tie those things together a little bit more manually, seeing how my Facebook or my Twitter posts are affecting my traffic, and then are they actually going through and placing an order or transacting with this campaign. So all in all, this allows you to, start to kind of manually develop that story, and you can use that data going forward. So if you found out that the best time to post was 8 o'clock on Thursday afternoon for your specific fans, then you can use that going forward for your campaigns to figure out, how can I get the most out of my D2C campaigns. So that's pretty much it in a nutshell. That is the overall view of how to create a perfect D2C offer, and you can replicate that for your future campaigns. So it's pretty simple and straightforward. All you have to do is just sit down, figure out what you want to do, schedule those out, create them, communicate with your fan base that it's coming, and keep communicating as the campaign's going on. Distribute those offers out to Facebook, to your website, to blogs, ad networks, and then in the end, analyze your data and kind of figure out how to go forward with your future campaigns. So hope you enjoyed this and hope you learned something new, and good luck with your future campaigns. Thanks.